everyone, I'm Lisa Mona. I'm one of the certified fitness professionals here at gofitnessvirtual.com. Today we're going to take a closer look at performing an overhead press properly, as well as some of the common mistakes that we see when we're performing that overhead press. So an overhead press is a great exercise to strengthen the shoulder muscle, which is also called your deltoid, your traps, which are part of your upper back, your triceps, which are the back of your upper arm, and even into your core muscles if you're bracing properly. So we do want to start our exercise from neutral spine. If you're accustomed to coming with me in my classes at gofitnessvirtual.com, you know that I talk about neutral spine and set position regularly. So in set position, which is neutral spine, your heels are going to be underneath your hips, your toes are turned out slightly. Knees are soft, so just a little bit of a bend. Belly is braced. Chest is lifted and your shoulders are down away from your ears. Your chin is tucked in and your eyes are looking forward. Now we also may want to choose a split stance. We're going to slide one foot back and your heel will be lifted up off the floor. That split stance may help you to engage your core a little bit more and protect your back as you're performing the overhead press. So to begin the overhead press, we want to lift up our barbell or our dumbbells level with our chin. We're going to have our hands slightly wider than our shoulders, and we're going to initiate the movement by pressing the bar up, elbows soft at the top, but also forward at the top. And then we lower the bar or the dumbbells back down to our starting point. So some of the common mistakes that we see when performing the overhead press is that participants will start to flare their elbows out to the side. That puts additional strain onto the shoulder joint and it lessens the intensity into the tricep muscle. Another common error is at the top, people will start to lock out their elbows. That actually puts a little more stress onto the triceps, but it takes some of the tension away from the shoulder muscle. And even though I said that the overhead press works the triceps as well as the shoulder joint, the primary mover for the overhead press is the shoulder muscle. So we want to make sure that we're working the deltoid and not so much into the tricep. Another mistake that is seen is people will give me too much wrist flexion. So that's when you're bending your wrist underneath the bar, so they push the bar up with their wrist bent. That puts a lot of tension onto your wrist joint, and although you do need to hold that barbell in the heel of your hand so your wrist won't be completely straight, you do want to pull your knuckles up towards the ceiling as much as you can to protect the wrist joint. Frequently, I'll see people lift the bar up overhead, but then they lose their neutral spine and they start to arch through their lower back. That's going to put compressive forces onto your lumbar spine and make your lower back uncomfortable. So we want to make sure that we pull our belly button in neutral spine, and we also pull our ribs down so that our core is engaged. Finally, when the going gets tough and our shoulders start to fatigue, people will tend to find a way to hoist the weight up overhead. Many times they'll bend their knees and push the bar up. That's actually called a push press, and there are some benefits to performing a push press, but just be aware when you're using your legs to push the bar up, you're also losing some of the strength that could be had from your shoulder muscle, and you're putting it into your legs instead. So if you like the information today, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. And if you want to see more from us, be sure to visit us at gofitnessvirtual.com.